Hello, people. Always good to have you here, and we appreciate you for stopping by. So, today we are making concussion rice with a bit of posh. Yes, you heard me right. So, first, let me give you the breakdown. Concussion rice is a very traditional Nigerian rice recipe prepared with ingredients we don't normally use in preparing the classic Nigeria jollof rice, or should I say Nigeria party jollof rice as it's now called. It is believed that if you have never had or cooked concussion rice, it means you have never lived in campus, or perhaps you were never broke. This recipe brings lots of memories to me and my husband, hence the reason for making this video and sharing it with you today. There is a song I will be playing in the background while preparing this recipe. It is a P-Square song and has just been released at the time. For me then, playing this song, I'm away cooking my concussion rice with my little stove. Making this recipe today just brings back lots of memories, and what better way to celebrate such wonderful memory than with this song, yeah? Okay. However, typical concussion rice is prepared with palm oil, salt, rice, and pepper. At least for us, because whenever you're making concussion rice or any food for that matter, then in campus, as soon as the guys see you bring out your stove to cook, they naturally just gather around like packs of hyenas. So to chase them away, we put in lots of pepper so they can abandon the rice for you, which mostly never works anyway. Nonetheless, I just wanted that very vibe as it were. So today I will be showing you my list of ingredients which we'll be using. We have some whole pepper, bongo fish. You see the picture of bongo fish. For some of us who do not know what bongo fish looks like, okay, it's a small one, but then that's what bongo fish looks like. I've picked mine, clean it properly, and pick out all the bones as possible. If you know bongo fish, you know you can never really get rid of the bones. So, but just try to get rid of bones as much as you can. Here's some seasoning cubes. I'm using 3 seasoning. Yeah, that's bongo. That's what bongo looks like. I'm using 3 seasoning cubes. 2 of natural non-meaty flavor, and 1 chicken cube. Okay, I'm using Ofada rice. You soon see. I'll just show you my whole pepper. Okay, like I said earlier, I'm using lots of pepper for this recipe so that the people will just run and abandon your food. And you know, back then, those guys in campus, you can't really tell them not to eat the food, so you just put lots of pepper so that it will naturally leave. Well, most of them don't really leave anyway, sure. But I just wanted that vibe. So that's bonga fish. We're using bonga fish for this recipe. As you can see here, we also have 2 large cuts of mackerel fish and some almost a full cup of palm oil, some crayfish, half cup of crayfish. I have some ground ginger, some salt, and we're using some Ducros curry powder, and I'm using Ofada rice. For this recipe, you can use any kind of rice as you please, whether it's basmati rice, normal parboiled foreign rice, Ofada rice, whichever one. But I choose to use Ofada rice because back then, Ofada rice was the cheapest. Like when you're buying foreign rice for like 30 naira, this traditional Ofada rice is like 10 naira, 5 naira, 8 naira, if you know what I mean. So it's always cheap, so you just buy this one 3-4 cup as you can afford then, and you're good to go with your oil and other stuff. So as you can see, we have some tatashi here and bell pepper. That's why we are saying a bit of posh, because then you won't be able to afford bell pepper for something as, you know, simple as this. So we are having a bit of posh, adding that posh to it. So as you saw, I put my rice into my pot, adding some water, just stir it around a bit, put it on the fire, allow it to parboil. If you don't know how to wash your Ofada rice to get away that bad smell, watch the video. I'll drop the link in this video. Watch the video on how to make Ofada rice and the sauce. You'll see how I take my time to show us how to wash it really nicely. Okay, so that's my crayfish. I just blended it with my dry meal. I do not want it really smooth, just coarse. And these are pepper. Just blend them, not smooth as well. Just want them coarse, okay? I just want all that vibe because then you don't have blender, except for now. I mean, people now in campus have blender, all this stuff. It's like they're even married safe. Back then in campus, there's no blender, there's no grind studio. There's this old plastic thing that they did there. It never really works. One way you just find your knife and really cut them into tiny bit. Look for a bottle to mash them until they are like smooth. All right, so and this is our rice, hours of board. So we're just washing them. We took them off the fire earlier on off camera, so we're washing them now. Just gonna drain it out of water and also start our cooking process. So guys, I'd like you to drop in the comment section below, what does concoction rice mean to you? You see, now concoction rice used to be like a meal that you couldn't tell anyone that I'm making concoction rice. They look at you like, concoction rice, oh, this person must be broke at this time. But now we make concoction rice because now you can spice it up, put a lot of nice stuff in it, and things have changed. So as you saw, I put my palm oil in my pot. We don't want this to bleach, no, we just want it hot a little bit, just a little bit. Put your palm oil in, leave it for like say 2 minutes. Once it's hot, you know it's hot, your onions go in. We're gonna fry these onions and allow them to properly caramelize, where you can see the edges are brown or dark brown, not burnt, just dark brown, really caramelize. And then we're gonna put in our crayfish. Yes, these bring all that village native, all that flavor that when you eat it, it just remind you of something that happened some time ago, and you're like, oh, this thing happened in 1955. Okay, so put in our bonga fish. We're still gonna stir that in. Just fry the crayfish, the onions, and the bonga fish in that oil so that it can speak in tongues together and properly just release all the flavors they have to offer. And while that is there, so stirring this in, don't stir for too long so it doesn't get burnt. Just stir it in for like 2 minutes, stop, so our pepper goes in now. And boom, our pepper go in. So we're just going to stir it together and cover, allow it to start boiling. Once it starts boiling, we're gonna put in our fish, and you see how the rice go. So this has been boiling for like 5 to 6 minutes. So you can see it's just started to boil, and we're gonna put in our fish now so that our fish can be cooked. We're just gonna leave in the fish for 2 to 3 minutes just so it cooks. We don't need it properly cooked because they're obviously going back in later on, but we just need them cooked so we can pick them off the bone. All right, so after that, put in the fish. Then we're gonna put in our seasoning. So I added some pepper here because I tasted and I saw that my pepper is not enough. I really want this spicy. So the black one is the Cameroon pepper, the ginger obviously that I showed you earlier on. The red one is the paprika pepper, just all pepper. Just anything to spice this up. I'm adding in my salt, then I'll stir together and cover it to boil up. So we're just gonna cover and allow this to boil for a few minutes. Yes, this has boiled for like 3 minutes now. We're picking out our fish because we have something special for this fish later. So we're just gonna take it out and the bone, pick out all the bones from the fish. We're gonna chop some onions, like half size of a medium size. So yeah, we're adding some water, like 3 to 4 cups of water depending on the quantity of your rice. Don't forget, for jollof rice, you want the water to be at the same level with the rice. If it's going to be over, just a little bit over the top of the rice by the time it goes in. So for you, depending on how many cups you're cooking, that would determine how many cups of water you need. For me, I was making 5 cups of Ofada rice. Okay, and you know this rice like a lot. You can make 2 cups and it comes out like looking like 3 cups of foreign rice. So depending on you, you can add more water later on or not. So these are our fish. We're picking them nicely now, taking out all the bones. We're just gonna put in the onions, which we've chopped nicely. And this is like a kind of a semi marination going on here. I'll just stir this nicely and cover and keep somewhere. The purpose of this is so the onions can just put in some flavor into the fish, and the fish can put some flavor into the onions. So both of them kind of have like a union together before they go in. That at the end of it add a really unique flavor to this recipe. Don't forget, this is not regular concoction rice, okay? This is concoction rice with a bit of posh. All right, so our sauce boiled up a bit with the water we added, and now we've poured in our rice. We're gonna put in our foil paper over it just so it can preserve the heat in there and really cook slowly but surely. So at this point, I'm going to reduce my cooking speed from the highest level, which is was, to a medium, depending on your own cooker, how high it is. So it's been 30 minutes. When you do that, you leave it for 30 minutes. 30 minutes time, you come back, you see our rice is cooked, is ready. But however, if you turn, I'm going to stir my, you see, yeah, there's still a little bit of water at the bottom. This was done intentionally because this is when our fish and onions that was kept aside, this is when it's going to go in now. We're just going to put it in, stir it a little bit, okay, just so they get even in all of the rice and all the corners everywhere in the rice. So after that, we're just going to cover it, but this time not with the foil paper, just cover with a pot lid. Leave it for like 3 minutes, okay? Don't forget this fish was already half cooked before, almost cooked before. So 3 minutes, our concoction rice is ready. Yes, look at that color. Oh my god, my kitchen is smelling so nice. I mean, this is just I don't know what to say. The memory it brings is alive now. I'm remembering how it was. How my room back then in campus looked like, how my room smelled when I make this meal, how, you know, everything just bring back the memory. And obviously with this P-Square song playing in the background, it's sure memory which I'm going to just reminiscing. All right, so concoction rice with a bit of posh is ready. Yes, it's ready. And you can eat this anytime, any day. This is healthy because we have the mackerel fish and the bonga fish there. All right, guys, it's really nice having you here and you sticking this far. I appreciate you and I love you a lot. Yes, a lot. So I want you to drop your own comment in the section below. Okay, let us know, what does concoction rice what does it mean to you? I mean, when you hear concoction rice, what memory do you remember? And also tell us how you used to make your own concoction rice. As always, thank you so much. I appreciate you for always coming by. Thank you. We really love you. Bye.